yet. Oh, come on. I should have did this before I put the box in there. I would be smart if I did. There's a piece of cheese here. I had some chili cheese dogs, man. Don't judge me. Anyways, guys, I'm in Joplin right now. Turn off my lights. Start this truck. If you guys looked at my community post, you know that my truck had to go into the shop. I came to Joplin to get my permits, which I got. I got all my permits and everything, so I'm gonna be legal now. And I already did my pre-trip. That was on Friday night, okay? Came to Joplin on Friday night. Well, Kenworth had to service my truck because I kept having an engine derate, which is where, you know, it kind of cuts the power to your truck, and then if it goes, it'll say like engine derate in 3 hours. And I got here. Well, unfortunately, Kenworth doesn't come here to service our trucks until Monday, so I sat behind the shop Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, until Monday morning, and about midday it was done. It was some issue with the turbo. Well, Kenworth serviced it, said it should be good now. So luckily, that will be good. And then I sat here the rest of the day Monday waiting on a load, and dispatch just sent me a message and said, come walk into local dispatch. So I walked in there and he goes, do you want to bobtail to Pocahontas, Illinois? Or do you want to sit here and do nothing? I said, I've been sitting here since Friday night, man. Like, yes, I will go to Pocahontas. He's like, okay. So they're sending me their bobtail, which is interesting enough. Yeah, here's the dispatch here. I don't know when I have to be there. Fuel en route. I got plenty of fuel. Yeah, no fuel needed. He said, all I know is they need help there. That's all he said, is that they need help in Pocahontas. Did I have the Pocahontas yard saved? No, I don't have Pocahontas yard saved, so I gotta look up the address real quick. I need to save it in my, I didn't get my workflow. I can Google it. I'll just freaking Google it. All right, lights on. I already did my pre-trip earlier. It's already been logged and everything. I have nothing else to do, so I went ahead and did my, there it is, 800 West Johnson Street, Pocahontas, go. Because what they're gonna have me do is they're gonna have me, they probably need help getting loaded trailers out of there and getting them places. They don't have enough drivers there. And then here, they have too many drivers waiting on loads. So, you know, it's just kind of like a, trying to move some people to where they are needed. So that's why I sat for a while. And, you know, it's also the slow time of year. From what I hear is this time of the year is very slow for freight. So that has a big, oh my God, I haven't driven in so long, man. I'm so excited. When you haven't driven in a while and it's like, oh yeah, I'm about to freaking get back on the road. It's like you itch to get back on the road, man. Like, I won't lie, like Saturday, having nothing to do was kind of nice just to relax, you know? Every now and then, I don't mind having a day where I don't do anything. I mean, I've told you guys before, you know, I'm a pretty hard worker. I do my stuff, and I like to work, and I like to make money. But at the same time, every now and then, I don't mind having a day. But I sure as hell had 4 days. You know, there's like nothing I can do. Like, I don't know, I take the shuttle to Walmart to get some food, but other than that, I'm just stuck in the truck the whole time. So this is nice, man. This is nice. About to check out at the guard shack here, and yeah, it's the first time I ever checked out of here bobtail. Oh, where are my sunglasses? Oh God, that bump bobtail. Remember last time I was over there at the I got washed up and I hit that bump, and some of you guys were like, how many other you guys were waiting on Dave to hit that speed bump bobtail? Because you already knew it was gonna drive me nuts. And then I go on the board and it's like there ain't no friggin' loads at all going out of there. So then I had to sit there another night and another morning until 9:30 or 9 this morning, until they're like, you want to bobtail to Pocahontas? I'm like, yes, Lord. Let me go. Let me get up out of here. Speaking of which, one of the dispatchers recognized me when I walked in there this morning. Shout out to you. I walked up there and gave her my truck number, and she's like, you're the guy that makes videos. I was like, yeah, that's me. And then we kind of just talked for a few minutes while, you know, she was checking on my stuff. Been recognized twice now. Once by, well, actually no, 3 times. 3 times. I met one of the dispatchers, Jose, down in Laredo, and then I met the dispatcher today, and then one of the day cab guys that watches me from CFI. It's all CFI people that recognize me though. I ain't never met nobody else but CFI people out here. It's funny. But anyways, guys, we're on the way to Pocahontas. We're on the interstate now, 277 miles until we exit, and yeah. I'll be back with you guys when we get there and see what the deal is with a load or whatever. All right, guys, so fun fact here. This guy that I know at CFI, John, he helps me out a lot. Remember the first time I went to Calexico, he was the guy that was the Calexico drop yard. It was supposedly tight. He was the one that was telling me about it, where the entrance was. And, you know, anytime I have questions, I usually ask old John. Anyways, I was in Joplin, and he said he'd be there about 1 today. Well, I just missed him because I got out of there about 9:30. So he would have been there a few hours from now. Anyways, he's on I-44 going west, and we're on I-44 going east. And we are at mile marker number 35 right now, and he is at like mile marker 100 or so. So in about like 35 miles, give or take, whatever it's gonna be, 65, 70 miles, something like that, but you're both going toward each other, so it's, you cut that in half. Anyways, roughly 35 miles, 30 minutes or so, we're gonna see him on the left side of the road. He told me, he said, when I see you, I'm gonna shoot you the bird. So we go shoot him the bird right back. Yes, sir. You gonna get it right back. I'm gonna roll down the window. You probably ain't gonna roll down the window. I'm gonna roll it out. I'm gonna roll down the window and stick my hand out the window. He's gonna get a full 360 view of a bird is what he's gonna get. Anyways, I'll be back with you when it happens. I hope there ain't another CFI just ahead or just behind him and I just freaking shoot him the bird. That'd be funny, man. Oh, come on, go, dude. God dang it. All right, boys, he's coming up. He's coming up. Roll down the window. It's cold in here, man. It's cold. All right, I can pass now. Good, we'll get closer. Let's find old John, man. Let's find old John. Here he comes, right there. That's him. That's got to be him right there. Oh, one of my masks just fell. No, that ain't him. That's Creed, I think. Yeah, that's Creed. It's pretty funny how far I can tell what truck is what now that I've been driving long enough. I know what their trailers and everything look like. There he is, right there. That's John. Gotta be. Yep. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Here he is. He flipped us off too. That was great, man. That was great. He stuck his hand out the window too, man. He wasn't playing. Oh, man, that's good, man. Good to see a buddy out here. I gave him a shout out before for helping me, man, because old John always helps old Dave whenever I got a question. My trainer cut me off, guys. Like, I think he just straight up cut me off. I mean, which, it's understandable. Like, you know, he did more than enough, not just with the training, but like for 6 months after the training, almost every question I had, he would answer. But I asked him a question like, I don't know, freaking 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, just something kind of random, you know. He never responded, so I don't know, maybe he just saw it and was busy and forgot. But I think it's probably about time I stopped asking my trainer questions. But no, guys, if you do start trucking, which I know a ton of you that watch me either just started or you're in training or you're about to start, you know, most of the time, if you have a good trainer or a decent person, you know, after they're your trainer, they will become your mentor, basically, so to speak, you know, where they will kind of, you know, mentor you from afar and help you out and stuff, answer your questions, etc. So they're usually there for their students to kind of help. So, you know, don't hesitate to ask your trainer questions. But I'm pretty sure mine cut me off, man. I'm pretty sure he's probably like, all right, this guy's been doing this for like, you know, at the time, what, 7 months that I asked him that question. Almost 8. I think it's about time that I stop mentoring him. Like, he don't even work for CFI anymore, you know, he works for Walmart, so he's probably like, okay, I'm done. I did my due diligence with this guy. I'm tired of answering his questions. So yeah, he probably finally let it go, but it's cool, man, because I got friends at CFI here that'll help me, you know. I got you guys on YouTube that'll help me if I have questions that aren't exactly CFI related, just general trucking questions. You guys help me. So I have a lot of support in what I need. I don't really need to bug him all the time anyways, but yep. You can find me in St. Louis, where the gunplay rained all day. Na na na, some got jobs and some sell yay. Others just smoking all day. We're in St. Louis, man.
In 1 mile, keep left to I-55.
Yeah, I just started, and that means you just started, didn't you, GPS? That's how you operate. As soon as I start, you want to start. You're like a dog wanting attention when I start talking to the GoPro that's mounted on my head, that's hands-free and doesn't block my vision at all, that people like to bitch about. That was a Nelly song, by the way, if you guys... All right! Lord! I'm trying to talk here. I'm in the second lane from the left. I actually updated my GPS while I was in Joplin getting my truck fixed because it needed it. It was a bit behind on being updated. You know, as roads change and things like that, you need to update it, so then, you know, it's more often gonna take you to the right place than the wrong. So that was nice. There's the arch right there, boys. All right, we gotta take this 55 north right here.
Take exit 291A.
Is this the one that goes really slow? Yeah, 25 miles an hour. I'd been through St. Louis enough at this time that I knew that I was about to be coming through a very slow curve, or that you want to take this curve very slow. I don't like being in the left lane here. I didn't mean to, but, you know, stuff happens. There we go. But anyways, we are 33 minutes from there, and there's some significance of this drop yard here, and I will tell you guys that significance when we get there. All right, guys, so we are almost to Pocahontas. We are only 3 minutes away now, and I told you that this place had significance. So I'll go ahead and tell you right before we get there that I came here 2 to 3 times with my trainer, actually, to either drop trailers or pick up trailers, but they had us come through here quite a bit. I have not been here on my own yet, period. So this is gonna be the first time since I was in training like over 8 months ago. So it's been a while since I've been here, but the significance is it was where I did most of my backing practice when I was with the trainer. See, we were so busy and my trainer wanted to run so much that I didn't really get a whole lot of practice other than the shippers and receivers, or, you know, at the end of the day at the truck stop. I never got to kind of like sit and back because obviously you're working at the same time, you know. It's not really my trainer's fault, but it's just that, you know, you're working. So you're having to drive, you're having to go, you're having to do loads. And our first run when I got with my trainer was to California and then back. So I really lost a lot of time going all the way to California, then going all the way back east, and not getting that backing practice that I really wanted or needed. And I kept telling my trainer that. I kept saying, hey man, I really want to, because I would back at the shippers, receivers, and the truck stops and all that, but it wasn't enough. I was really struggling. I really was. I was getting frustrated. And I'm still gonna tell you guys, I think a big reason I got frustrated was because we were driving day cabs in school with the tandems all the way back on 48-foot trailers. And it was just way different when I got with my trainer. He always had me back with the tandems at the 40 or forward, which was fine. You're gonna have to do that too. You need to learn it. But I think that's what made me struggle so much more than what I normally would have, because I wasn't used to, number one, the difference in trailer length, But number two, the difference in where the tandems were. And I think that's why I struggled, because I had the muscle memory of backing the trucks with the tandems all the way back, and it's way different when the tandems are all the way forward. So yeah, that was, I think, the biggest reason why I really struggled, but I wanted practice. And one night we had come here, there's 3 other bobtails here, man. That's not a good sign. Unless they're on home time. They could live around here, that's the thing. Or they, you know, they could be taking their home time. Or they might be out of time and sleeping here for the night, but hopefully that's not a sign of me not getting a load for a while, because they sent me over. I mean, I'm glad to have the miles here though, that's nice. All right, there is a key code down here. I got to put in the key code, but right over there by that trailer is where I was backing. I'll show you guys. We're gonna come up here and I'll show you guys exactly what I was doing. We even used those cones over there. Dang, I thought that thing wasn't gonna open for a second. Like, I put in the code and like it didn't open, and I was like, I put it in again, it didn't open. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to call them while I'm sitting here at the freaking gate. And then let's see, those trucks both have their curtains shut. So either A, they're sleeping, or B, they're on home time. I would bet home time. Anyways, right over here, guys, look. So basically where that pole was an open spot between 2 other trailers. So what my trainer was having me do was practice putting the trailer right here, and he was standing out here. He even grabbed one of those cones up there and put it out here to simulate, say, trucks on the other side, like parked facing, you know, parked facing the oncoming. So then I didn't have all the room in the world to pull up, and I had to kind of alley dock it and learn it. So he went and grabbed one of those cones there, and he let me put on my jacket real quick. I'll get out and show you guys real quick. It is actually a beautiful day today. It's 50 degrees up here, but when we were over in Missouri coming up, it was like 60. So it has been super nice. But it's 50 here, so I still need my jacket. Yeah, it's a little chilly here. It's a little bit more chilly. Anyways, so yeah, I bet all those trucks are on home time. They probably live around here, or live somewhere close by. Because before, when me and my trainer come, there was some personal vehicles parked over here, like that Jeep there, and they'll usually park them. Oh, there's somebody sitting in that Jeep over there. Anyways, so basically there was this trailer, and then there was like a trailer next to it, right? And so my trainer, he would go up here, and he would stand up here, and he'd grab one of those cones, and he put it right up here to simulate, like, you know, a building or a truck or a row of trailers or whatever. And he's like, yeah, you can't pass that cone. You know what I mean? So that kind of forced me. I would do a big U-turn, go all the way back there by those cones and barrels, and come up and turn up. And he would show me, he'd do it, and then he'd show me. And even just that, I struggled getting it in between 2 other trailers, man. I did. I don't know. I just knew, you know what I mean? But that was after like I was probably like 3/4 done with training, man. I only ended up doing freaking 20 days. They actually brought me back 5 days sooner. I guess they called him and it was like, how's he doing? Is he good or what? Because we're trying to get you another student. And you know, obviously my trainer's all down for getting another student faster, because then he goes ahead and gets paid for me whenever I get upgraded to get my own truck, and then he gets another student and more money for him, obviously. So he wants to move students quickly. So I'm sure my trainer was probably like, oh yeah, he's good. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, this was probably maybe my 15th day. I probably had about 5 days before I went to take my upgrade test. And yeah, I told him I just need this, man. Like, I need to just sit here and do it over and over again, repetition. And I did, and I would just come up and back and come up and back, and I still got frustrated. He still had to come help me and tell me, no, you need to do this like this, you need to do this like that. And I just couldn't figure out why I could nail the alley dock in school. Like, in school, dude, yeah, it was cones, it wasn't real trailers, but I still guided it in those cones. I was doing so well in school, man. I didn't understand why I could not do this when I got out into the real world. Like, and he's like, that's because school, you know, they just got you backing into the same space every time, etc., which is true. But something else was more to it. It wasn't just that. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, like, I still had to set up for those cones. Like, I still had to take it around the yard and come back and pull up and back in, and I nailed it every time. You know what I mean? Not, I would say every time, but most of the time with one or very few pull-ups. And just suddenly in the real world, I couldn't do it. What's the difference? What gives? And I think it was a mix of the tandem settings that I got used to, and a mix of you know, a longer trailer and longer truck too. There's not as much of a turn radius on these trucks as there is, say, a day cab that I was driving in school. So I think it had a lot to do with it. But yeah, it's pretty funny how far I've come though. Like standing here now, just thinking the last time like it's kind of cool actually to think about it. Like the last time I was here, I was with my trainer, scared to death of this freaking job. Like, oh my God, am I gonna be able to do this once I'm by my own? Why is the backing not coming together like I want? Like just freaking out. So if any of you guys are like currently in training, or you're currently like on your own for like your first week, trust me when I tell you, you can do it, man. You can do it. Because if you're having any like stress, worries, doubts, trust me, I had them all. I literally had them all. And now just standing here now, like, hey, I'm on my own. I'm here to pick up a load, and I know I can do it. You know what I mean? If I had to come here and put a trailer in between two other trailers, I know that I could. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, just kind of see how far you've come over 8 months and whatnot. It's kind of nice. And I can now tell that I have come a long way. Yeah, they greased my fifth wheel when my truck was in the shop. I was hoping they would do that. It's always good. I don't bobtail around too often, man. This was a long bobtail, that's for sure. But yeah, I've definitely noticed my progress. That was my biggest thing in training, is I felt like I wasn't progressing. And I think you are subconsciously, you just don't realize it. You know what I mean? I didn't think that I was progressing. And I kept telling my trainer that, I'm like, dude, I don't think I'm getting any better here. Like, I don't know that I can freaking do this. You know what I mean? He's like, you'll get it, you'll get it, you'll get it. And I tell you what, with that first week, when you're basically just kind of thrown to the wolves, basically, you know, here's your load, go make it happen, figure it out. That's the real test. I think that's when you really start learning. You know, when you got the trainer telling you kind of what to do and helping you, and he's sitting there in the seat and he's doing everything, you know, that's one thing. But when you're out on your own that first time, it's so many nerves, man. And it's sink or swim. I've heard that from people too. It's like, you know, trucking is a sink or swim industry. You're gonna get thrown out there eventually. There's only so much training you can do, and only so much time a company is gonna spend on training you. You know what I mean? They're not gonna train you for 3 months. You know what I mean? For instance, I was 20 days, not even 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks, and I was thrown into a truck. And hey, go figure it out. And man, that first, I didn't film. I didn't do no YouTube though, so I couldn't. I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable doing it yet, obviously. You know, now it's a different story. But back then, man, it was like, I had no urge to do YouTube, no urge to film. I was so stressed out. It would have been great to do those first few weeks for you guys to see it. I mean, I started like the 3rd week, something like that is when I did it. That would have been great to film those first couple weeks for you guys, but I just couldn't, man. I was like, I have no urge to do that yet. I was also kind of getting away from YouTube during that time as well. Like, I really wasn't uploading a lot. I'd pretty much given up on my channel. I'd pretty much said, I don't want to do this crap anymore. And I had the idea to do the trucking vlogs. I wanted to do the trucking vlogs. That was a plan of mine going into it, was to change my content to trucking vlogs. You know, and it was kind of like that last ditch effort. Like, let's see if this helps my channel, you know, get to where I want it to be, rather than just on a constant decline. So yeah, and it did that and more, man. So I couldn't be happier for the amount of you guys that watch me and support me now, and comment and like and subscribe and dislike and everything else, man. I appreciate it. So yep. But all right, guys, I didn't tell them I was here yet because I wanted to show you guys and everything else before, you know, maybe I get a load that has to come out of here quickly. But they said they needed some help over here, and I don't see a whole lot of trailers. This is about what it normally looks like. This yard usually does not have a lot of trailers in it at all. But I'm gonna tell them that I'm here, figure out what trailer I get, and I'll probably show you guys that on the next video, because this one's gonna be long enough now. But yeah, this was it, man. Where old Dave got most of his backing practices in while he was in training. Pocahontas, Illinois. A little colder this time around though, man. A little colder. All right, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.
Let's take a spin to a foreign place. These open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown.